Well, you guys do start Rockaware. And, where does that come from? Because at that point in time, there wasn't a lot of rappers doing. I don't know. You guys might have been the first rappers to do their own clothing line.
I'm not a rapper. I just had a rapper that was my partner so that I could leverage his celebrity. But these were my ideas. These were my ambitions. I didn't have ambitions of an artist. I had ambitions of a businessman, and I still do. But that was always going to be a vertical because I'm fresh. Because I don't think Ralph Lauren is flyer than me or Ralph Lipschitz. And I went and studied the art of it. So, I know it on every level. So I didn't consider Rockwear fashion. I considered Rachel Roy fashion. I had to get, that's a designer line. And it was, I had an artillery, and she never designed in her life. It was supposed to be called Muse, but I couldn't clear the name. And I said, I'm going to just put your name on it. And that was the worst thing I ever did. But maybe the best. But, I don't know what year I started Rockwear, but I had tried in the offices at John Street. I had bought a bunch of sewing machines, not knowing shit about the business. And, and Emery paid for the sewing machines too. And then he never got a piece of Rockwear, which was fucked up. I forgot about the deal when he was in jail.
Were you guys trying to get paid from wearing other people's clothes?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point.
I went to we were in Iceberg and Jope and all that. And we went to Iceberg because the salesperson knew who we were. I don't know why she made this meeting, but we had a meeting with them. I told them we want to do a campaign. They said no. I told them to give us free clothes. They said no, we have a sample sale. And I said, fuck you. And I went and started Rockwear. And I went to these Russians, Alex and, Norton. And I was trying to get some leathers made. And they were making Woo Wear at the time. And I was like, yo, get with me. I could do Rockwear. I'm about to go on tour. Make me some samples and, blah, blah, blah. And that's what we did.
Now, from what I understand, Biggs wasn't part of Rockaware?
Nah.
Is there a reason or?
He didn't do nothing. Biggs had put up the money for, in hindsight, if I was Biggs, I'd have been like, yo, I should be a part of this and made it clear. But it wasn't like he was supposed to be a part of everything we did. Because it was like Emery was supposed to be a part of Rockwear. It wasn't big. It was like we gave everybody in the crew the chance to invest in the vertical. And, Biggs did the biggest investment. But I would have, that's why, if we would have called it Rocafella Clothes, then he would have been entitled to it. It was like, something different. But in hindsight, I think, like Biggs could have made a point and had a valid argument if he would have been like, yo, I should get a part of that.
What's the vertical? What do you mean by that?
A vertical is like, it's like, so if I have, let's say an album, the clothing line or the merch is a vertical. The documentary is a vertical. The movie is a vertical. The touring is a vertical. It's the other business that are created by that initial business.
Oh, okay. So he could have made an argument that he deserves something of it. Okay.
He could have, but it was called Rockwear. If it was called Rocafella, then yeah. But again, Biggs to me was treated completely unfairly. The breakup of Rocafella happened because of Biggs. And it's because Jay didn't want Biggs around no more. And I said, well, we could start like we were going to do Dynasty Records, but we got to keep Rockwear between us three. But, I just couldn't do it. But it's so funny how things turned out. Like now he's up under him like he is.
Why wouldn't Jay have wanted Biggs around? Is there a reason? Like he wasn't doing his job or something?
Like Biggs had done his job. He put the bread up. But after that, it wasn't no need for him. We didn't need the money no more. So he just felt like he was, I don't know, man. Jay, look how he does his business, bro. Look how, Jay, Biggs don't sit at the table with them. He sits at the kids' table. And that shit is embarrassing. I would be embarrassed if I was Biggs. Like, I think they humiliate Biggs on purpose. It's like a humiliation ritual they do on women, look like.
Damn, okay.
Like how you go from a partner to being like, not even in the third person, you know what I mean? It's like, I wouldn't do that. It's just too demeaning and I got too much pride and I'm from Harlem.
How much was Biggs around during Roc-A-Fella?
He was around. Like he was there. But like work-wise, like he was around a lot for Kanye. Like he was the one that was pushing like a lot for Kanye. Because that was after Biggs had made that, Jay had made that move on us. And what happened was, we had this OG Deuce and we talked Deuce, like, kind of was like, that ain't no good. And I think the resolution was because he was, he was doing the R. Kelly shit, and I was like, I don't want none of that money anyway, so you keep that. And then after, like, Deuce died the year later, like, him and Biggs weren't speaking for like 2 years, and no one knew it but me. So yeah, so Biggs just started to kick it with me more. And Jay, I didn't really hang out with Jay like that. Like, I hung out with girls. I didn't want to be around niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why everybody kind of like felt away, because I just didn't want to be around them. I didn't think it was cool to go to the club with a bunch of dudes. I went to the club by myself and left with, friends that I met there or that I knew that were going to be there. But, like, rolling with dudes, like, you can't get no girls when you got 5 dudes with you. They're scared. Everybody's putting pressure on them. You know how hard it is to get 5 dudes in a club, a table. Now you got 5 dudes at your table. I don't like dudes like that. I don't need them.
How did you run across Kanye? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you guys get introduced, and how did all that come about?
Hip hop had a beat tape, 2 beat tapes, one Just Blaze, one Kanye. And, I liked the beats, and then I gave him to Jay, and then Jay wrote to him. And then, the rest was history. He was around.
How did he officially become on Rocafella?
I mean, he had a record deal. So once he did all these records for us, my thing was, as a producer, if you did like a album, all the artists on Rocafella, it'd be a compilation, like a mixtape, like a clue tape. So I knew I could go gold no matter what. So that was always our deal. When I found out he was trying to get a deal at Capitol, I was already going dead. I was just waiting to see it through. We had already made a verbal commitment to one another. But Jay wouldn't. The problem was Jay wouldn't sign off on his fucking budget. I would get so much blame because at Rocafella, me, Biggs, and Jay used to have to sign the budgets. So if he wouldn't sign, I couldn't tell an artist that Jay didn't like him because it would break their heart. So he wouldn't sign off on Kanye's budget. He wouldn't sign off on Cameron's budget. He wouldn't. That's why I had to let Dipset go to Koch, because I couldn't get him to sign off. And I was like, man, go ahead. Don't even worry about it. I'm not playing these games. I didn't give a fuck.
I mean, is there a reason why he wouldn't sign off on the budget? He didn't believe in the project?
He didn't want me to sign Kanye. He didn't want me to sign Joe Buttons. He didn't want me to sign Nori. He didn't want me to sign those people. So we had a vote, and he voted no, but me and Biggs voted yes.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.